What is going on YouTube? Today I have an awesome video for you guys. This is the HHKB or Happy Hacking Keyboard Professional Hybrid. So this is the model that comes with a Bluetooth little PCB. This is not the Type S. So first things first is, what is HHKB? What are Happy Hacking keyboards? So if you've done any kind of research on these, you've seen that the price ranges can be quite ludicrous, one might say, for what is essentially a bunch of plastic keycaps and a regular keyboard. However, this is made by a Japanese company, PTU, something like that, and they make probably some of the nicest out-of-the-box keyboards I have ever felt. I think this keyboard retailed for maybe like $300 plus. However, if this is your first time coming to my channel, I actually live out in Japan. So this was at Hard Off, which is essentially a Japanese thrift shop that sells really cool stuff. And I saw this there for about 25,000 yen for like 140 US dollars, somewhere around that ballpark, and felt like I just had to pick it up. So the next question that may be on your mind is, in 2025, is this worth it? What makes this keyboard so expensive stand apart from the rest? I'm going to be doing a little bit of gaming testing on this. Of course, you're going to be getting that sound test, type test, all sorts of tests of the things that I would use a keyboard for. I will show you guys. I'm going to go over all of my pros, and then at the end of the video, I'll hit you up with some cons and see if this is the right purchase for you. Now, what actually makes this keyboard different? Well, the biggest difference between this keyboard and a regular mechanical custom keyboard are the switches. So HHKB, I think there's like one variant of it that does not use topre or topre. They use regular cherry style switches. This uses something like a little capacitive membrane. Here, let me bust one of these keycaps off so I could show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Whew. That that was really in there. All right. So you may not be able to see it too well, but that is unlike any other switch that I have personally ever seen. So if you look like into that housing right there, there's actually like a little membrane. I would almost kind of equate it to like a bubble wrap feeling sensation of goodness. Like it's what a tactile switch wants to be when it grows up. And the funny thing about that is, all my gaming keyboards usually just go for as linear as possible, but the feeling that you get from this keyboard is just like no other. This keyboard feels so good to type on. This keyboard actually feels so great that it had me wanting to play Call of Duty again, even though I kind of absolutely hate that game. I just needed to play some kind of fast-paced shooter game to give me a reason to use it, because I'm not taking any college classes at the moment, so like typing out essays and all that, it's just not something I do right now. So I found myself like trying to find any reason to get my hands on this keyboard. So now that I've told you exactly what makes it special, those switches by far are what set this apart from any other keyboard. Let me just kind of show you around this keyboard and show you like what you are getting. So fun fact, because this model was picked up in a thrift shop, pretty interesting that the serial number dates this back at 2020. So now in 2025, this is a 5-year-old keyboard, and either the owner before was an immaculate keyboard owner, which I'm sure if you're buying this keyboard, you're probably going to fall into that enthusiast category, but this thing looks brand spanking new. Besides me almost destroying it, pulling that question mark keycap off, this thing looks fantastic. There's no discoloration, no marking, nothing of the sort. So first, let's go over the whole Bluetooth thing. Now, as you can see, this takes AA batteries. Now, you may be thinking, oh my god, $300 for, like a top of the line keyboard and it takes AA batteries. Well, the reason for that is because if they threw a lithium ion battery in this, then that battery would definitely be kind of irreplaceable is the wrong term, but if that battery went bad, it's just going to be much more of what's the word I'm looking for? It turns the keyboard into a consumable product as opposed to something that you're going to be utilizing for the next, I don't know, 10 years or something of that nature. So I can get on board with the whole AA battery thing. I actually don't even put batteries in mine because for my PC, I keep this wired, so minimal latency, and then because it is plugged in via USB-C, the Bluetooth functionality works perfectly fine. So you could connect this to an iPad, iPhone, Android, Mac, whatever it is, while it's connected to your PC or Mac or what have you. No batteries in the chamber. Bluetooth will work perfectly fine. All right, kind of ran off the rails a little bit. Let's just show you what you see down here. I think the biggest takeaway is seeing all of these different settings that you could have on. So if you take that little hidey hole off, you'll see these little like dip switches, I guess I'll call them. And over here you have a legend to kind of like switch it into Windows mode, make some keys do other things. There is software that you could download that you can completely customize how you utilize this board. But if you don't want to use that software, make it nice and fast, you have these little dip switches that you can change. You also have 2 leveled feet here. You got 4 little desk grippers, and other than that, it is just a completely plastic build. Now, I know you may be thinking that that is absolutely ludicrous to pay that much money for a plastic cube, but do not knock it till you try it. I highly recommend, if you can get this used somewhere, that you at least give Topper switches a chance, because they are chef's kiss. So as you can see, the actual software for the board is quite simple. You can change the key map for something. It'll show you the current state of your dip switches. So if I wanted to, I don't know, make the control key be the enter or caps lock key, which is kind of where that key usually would be, bars, then I could click that and kind of switch it over. Now, I've kind of really gone to liking the layout of the HHKB. This is a keyboard that is primarily meant for like software design / coding people. The control button was my biggest controversial thing, but all it takes is a couple Control CV copy pasting to like know that this is just such a faster thing than going to control down here and doing that number. And like with caps lock, you could just hold either shift and then just type out your thing. I don't know. I'm really digging this keyboard, and the VIM layout, I believe is what the kids are calling this these days. Other than switching the keys around, you can update the firmware of the board, and everything is just simple, easy peasy, and a very, very pleasant software to use. All right, guys, moment you've been waiting for. Now keep in mind, this is not the silent version. This thing is a loud mamma jamma. And just so you could have an idea of the sound that you're going to be picking up from the mic that is right here, I'll do a little click test, and then I'll get right into a sound test. One thing that is very interesting is like, because of that membrane like capacitive nature of the Topper switch, it just sounds so like, I don't know if thocky is the right word. I wouldn't go that far. I would almost call it its own thing. I mean, it is pleasant to say the least. What do you guys think of that sound test? Again, this is not the silent, this is the regular hybrid, and I think it sounds great. Let me know in the comments what your opinions are. Alright, so hopping right into some video game testing with this keyboard. Now, I would like to say that through my research, it seems like maybe 125 hertz is what this PCB is locked into for a polling rate. Now, if you're a super sweat McGeezer Meister or what have you, you'll know that, you know, Razer, Asus, Wooting, all those gaming keyboards have like 8,000 hertz or whatever. You may think that that is a very stark difference in gaming, or in gaming feel. Let me tell you, as a pleb, or however you'd like to describe that, someone who just likes to play games for fun, you know, I'm not getting paid for esports, I have noticed zero lag, zero input latency from me pushing this to my guy making an action on the screen. So as you can see, I have some Cyberpunk here. I'm wilding out, and it just seems to be running perfectly fine.
Just here to reset you.
I am getting shot by cops. So here's some action going on.
That's hurt you.
This is weird playing with that sound. Get off me. And as you can see, making quick reactions. I'm gonna die. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I did it. So, as you can see, I just had like a little interaction there, some combat, and I'm gonna die again. How am I still alive? Alright, finally. As you can see with this or Call of Duty, I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals lately, have had zero problems gaming with this keyboard, and I don't think you will have any problems with it either. Now that we've gotten the gaming, sound test, all the things that you probably would care about with this keyboard, of course Bluetooth is easy peasy, just like a hotkey macro. I forget what it is, like control something, and then 1 2 3 4 for all the stuff that you could hook up to. So definitely very easy, stable connection. As you can see, if you go from Mac to Windows, you have Windows and Mac little legends on all of your keycaps, which is very nice. So let me go into the drawbacks. Drawback number 1, Topper switches. Now you may be wondering, isn't that the best thing about this keyboard? Yes it is. But it's also the worst thing, because Topper switches are so unique that no one makes anything for them. I bought this mouse to have like a white little setup, and all I want are teal keycaps, teal accent keycaps. Right here. Wouldn't that be so sick? I cannot find teal keycaps for this. That's not like $100 for 3 caps. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely wild. And with that being said, the standard modifications you would do to a keyboard as a keyboard enthusiast are going to be a lot harder to do with the unique switches that you saw earlier. However, I think out of the box, this thing is pretty sick. I'll say one of the biggest cons of this is I love typing on this so much that I want to get another one to replace my keyboard at work. I don't know if that is too much of a con, but this thing is absolutely amazing. If you get a chance to try it out, I highly suggest you do so. It is still a must-buy in 2025. In my opinion, I think this is something that will be in your rotation or living on your desk for years to come. I mean, this thing is already 5 years old, and look how pristine of condition that is in. Very, very nice. All right. Well, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, sub, and comment down below. It does really mean a lot and supports the channel. Other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Deuces.